Shalom, Israel. This is heaven. And sometimes I know there's a lot that happens in our life to keep us all occupied and busy. And we can't make a lot of time for, just sitting and relaxing. At least a lot of us can. And sometimes though, I feel like you just need to be still, like the world, looking at the world, the stars, the sky, the sun and the moon. And it's something that my father used to always tell me, that sometimes life feels so hectic, and with all this craziness that's going on in the world, from the news to the problems with each other, problems within ourselves that we're fighting. And if you just sit and look around at the nature, look around, observing God's creation, you feel a sense of peace. You feel happiness and love. You feel, at home. When you just look at everything working in unison, when you look at the nature, the sky, it's peaceful, everything is quiet. And the stars and everything, it's not the earth. It is not the earth that causes all this stress. It's our mischief. It's our evil. It's, the world's evil. People in the world. But it's never the world. And sometimes, you just get a peaceful vibe, just listening to the birds and, hearing the rain. At least I know I do. And sometimes when I just, think on things, positive things, and it's just when I talk to God. And I believe everyone should just take a time out to just talk to your Lord, It doesn't always have to be in prayer. God is your friend. You would just talk to him all the time. And sometimes I just tell him how I feel. If I feel happy in the moment, if I feel, thankful in the moment, if, there's something that I don't even like that's going on in the moment, I just talk to him and tell him about it. God is always listening to you. You may not hear him, but his presence, you may feel, is there. And even if his presence you don't feel, just know that he is there, and just know that he is always watching. And sometimes, through the struggles we go through in life, we forget about the good times. And sometimes it just take a moment just to focus on the good things that happen, because those good things help us to remember to be grateful. It helps us to remember that all is not lost. It helps us to remember that, we still have it good. And in your life, your present life, it should never be a thought you think of your past and you feel like you want to go back. I know sometimes we may feel that way, but I'm saying you just want to go back and you don't appreciate the life you have now. You should always appreciate your life, because it can be 10 times worse. And as my mother and father taught me, that, things can be 10 times more worse than what you're going through now. There's always somebody worse off than you. You're able to move, or there's people that's paralyzed. You're able to walk. Some people can't walk without going through tremendous pain. You're able to blink your eyes, and some people can't. You're able to breathe, normally, and some people, they have a hard time just taking one breath. You're able to see, everything around you. You're able to feel. You're able to hear, and there's people who can't. And you think these people don't want to? They do. And some of these people, I've seen online and some in real life who have it worse off, but they still have a smile on their faces. They still find something to be happy and grateful about. And I believe that that's an example for us to follow. If you're not even to that point yet, but you still have something to be happy about, and those people could be worse even than that. It gets so bad here on this earth, but But then we have to think about the next life. There's people in the fire, burning in the fire constantly right now as we speak. And they would wish that they were us. They would wish there were someone blind. They would wish there was someone paralyzed. Just as long as they're not burning. Just as long as they're not getting tormented and hurt over and over and over again. So we all have something, to be grateful for. And Israel, I think we need to thank God more. I think we need to take the time out to talk to God more, to appreciate what is around us, God's creation, and not get so involved and so engulfed in our issues that we forget all these blessings that God has given to us. Just to be able to feel the cold air, be able to feel, the sun shining on you, be able to, have the sun to light up, the mornings and the moon, for night. Being able to see the stars, being able to just breathe, there's a lot of things to be grateful for. And being able to have, the nature around of what grows, the fruits, vegetables, the animals, that roams, the earth. If these things were taken away, you realize how much you're missing. It's like if water was taken away, what would you drink to survive? So these things we take for granted, or these things that just, you just do it every day and you're not grateful. You don't take time out to thank God for. These are the things that God can take away, but these are the things that's a blessing to you in your life that you should appreciate. Sometimes we get so angry, it's hard for us to appreciate anything. We're just so mad, everything ticks us off. Even something that will make you happy before is making you upset because you're just upset at one thing. And we should never be that way. At least still find love and joy in the things that God created. At least, be able, even when you're angry, to thank God for something still. To still be happy, to say at least, I'm still breathing. At least, the sun is still rising. Something. So I'm just saying, just take the time out and to be grateful for something. Think of something good memories, even when you're in an argument. That's what my parents used to always say to me. And even still says, my mother does, that even in a heated debate, even in an argument, remember that it hasn't always been this way, especially with your loved ones. There's good times, won't you focus on those good times that you had? And always remember that it's the devil that wants us divided. It's the devil that wants us to fight. It's the devil that wants you just to think that it's always been this way, that, this person never loved you and you never loved them, blah, blah, blah. It's just the devil, And the truth is that you do love each other. But somewhere you one of you, or both of you, let the devil in. And these things can always be solved. You can never say there's a problem that's too big for God to solve. God can solve everything. So even when it feels like it's unsolvable, there's no way, around this. There is always a way. And sometimes, God makes a way himself. Sometimes, yes, depending on our situation, depending on our life, God will, make a separation. But, to where you're away from someone and it's for your own good. As you see, a lot in the news now, family keeps unaliving family. And sometimes it's due to, we can't escape whenever our death day is, but sometimes it's due to not heeding warnings. Sometimes it's due to you already seen the signs that something was wrong, but you kept going to this person anyway. And then they end up, not here anymore. So sometimes in those situations, God saved you from when it's just not good for you. But then you do have these situations where that you love each other. That, it's just the devil getting in the mix, trying to make you divided. When that, you can do so well together if you were, just did right by each other, if you just were right. If you just did right. So yeah, the devil is going to always try to keep all this drama going on in your minds, It's going to try to keep you stressed out, going to try to keep you distracted, going to try to make you ungrateful, make you fall into despair, make you hopeless. But Israel, there's always hope. And this was, was put on my heart, as I didn't have a topic today, to just talk about anything. But it was put on my heart to just say, look around you and don't forget, God created you. God created everyone and everything around you. And there's always something good to find in the bad. And just like a dream that I had, I don't know if it was 3 years ago, but it was after my father passed that he said to me in a dream when I asked him, what do you want me to do? And he gave me a map. And he told me, the map was, I saw the map in my dream and I drew it out. And maybe I'll even show it on here. But it was just a map. And it's told me to avoid, certain squares, which was a blue and a purple square. I didn't really know what it stood for, but my mind assumes, that blue could stand for deception or emotions, getting into your emotions, falling into despair. And purple could stand for this worldly life, getting involved in this worldly life, getting involved in wealth and gains that you forget God. And he said that you're on, the straight path. You're on, according to the map. It wasn't like he was saying about the straight path of God, but that's how I'm taking it now. But he's saying, okay, you're on the good path. You're on the path you're supposed to be on. On the map I was. He said, just keep going straight. And he gave me this too. He said that, remember, bad situations are going to come. But with every bad thing that happens, remember, there is a good outcome in it. See the good outcome. So he told me that to see it. That's what he stressed on. In every bad situation, be able to see the good outcome. And so now, when an argument happened, now when, bad luck happens, I don't call it bad luck, but whatever God arranges happens, where I feel like maybe a misfortunate, event or anything, a punishment, a trial, test. Now I try to see the good outcome, that this is all for a reason, that God is not doing these things for no purpose. It all is going to lead towards the good. All I have to do is just keep believing and doing what's right. So all you have to do is make sure you're straight in the situation. Stress is never going to stop, nor is chaos in your life, nor, is any problem going to ever cease out of your life. You're going to have problems all the way up until you die. So you waiting on that to go away is purposeless. But what you can do is make sure you're right with God. And this is heaven.